July 3rd, 2545. 300 Spartans inside their long-range stealth orbital drop pods rocketed towards the planet of Pegasi Delta. Their mission was the complete destruction of the Covenant facility before them. This was Operation Torpedo. Its success would rely on the entirety of Spartan Beta Company. Pegasi Delta was a planet positioned on the precipice of UNSC space. The planet had high levels of deuterium and tritium in its oceans. These compounds powered Covenant plasma reactors, allowing them to refuel their warships for interstellar travel. Destroying this refinery would triple the time Covenant battle groups would take to reach human space. At this point in the Human Covenant War, the best the UNSC could hope for was delaying the inevitable. Realizing the importance of this planet, UNSC CENTCOM sent nukes launched from slipspace at Pegasi Delta. However, the Covenant were able to detect the nukes from the emitted radiation, destroying them before they could reach their target. Even ODSTs were deemed unable to neutralize the target. Thus, Operation Torpedo was undergone. 300 Spartan 3s would be launched from the UNSC carrier All Under Heaven towards the planet and would destroy the Covenant facility permanently by all means necessary. The stealth drop pods used would allow the Spartans to catch the Covenant off guard. Once their mission was completed, the survivors would rendezvous at Black Cat prowlers deployed to the planet. The Spartan 3s were made to be more numerous and cheaper than the Spartan 2 program. They were made for these types of suicidal missions. Instead of the typical Mjolnir equipped to Spartan 2s, they were equipped with the much cheaper SPI or semi-powered infiltration armor. Mjolnir armor was deemed too expensive for the missions designed for the Spartan 3s. The SPI armor did, however, have basic cloaking technology, allowing the Spartans to blend into their surrounding environment like a chameleon. As the Spartans' drop pods touched the ground, 9 of the 300 Spartans had already perished, either from impact or Covenant forces finding them before they could open their pods. Tom B-292 was greeted by 5 Jackals on impact, quickly disposing of them with his MA-5K assault rifle. Pegasi Delta had a rocky terrain, with an orange dust-filled sky and numerous impact craters. Tom was able to grab one of the Jackal's shields and meet up with the rest of his squad. They, alongside the other surviving 291 Spartans, would make their way toward the Covenant refinery. Moments later, 2 teardrop-shaped Covenant Seraphs passed overhead. After detecting the breach in their security, the Seraphs began a strafing run on the Spartans, melting their armor in a flash of hot plasma. Stealth was no longer an operational priority. The Spartans strafed and dove to miss the Seraph's plasma. Dozens of Spartans were vaporized. 3 Spartans lagged behind, firing SAM missiles and destroying 2 Seraphs. A tiny victory for the Spartans. They desperately ran towards the only cover from their aerial bombardment, the Covenant refinery in front of them. On the periphery of the factory, hundreds of Jackals formed a line, showering the Spartans with plasma. The Spartans screamed a battle cry for their fallen comrades as they rushed the refinery. Numerous Jackals broke rank, turned to flee, and were picked off. Tom and his squad reached the city as the rest of Beta Company continued to fight the remaining Covenant forces. Tom, conflicted with turning back to help Beta Company or continuing the mission, made the tough decision to continue when the Omega-3 order came in. The Omega-3 order was a panic code for all Spartans to abort the mission. The order didn't make any sense. The Spartans suffered heavy casualties, but the mission had gone as planned thus far. Looking up, Tom saw a mass blocking out the very sky. It was a Covenant capital ship. The capital ship happened to be there on a refueling mission when the operation had begun. This was why the Covenant were so quickly able to respond to their assault. It was also the reason for the Omega Order. Without any aerial support, the Covenant could easily bombard the Spartans with their cruisers. Tom ignored the order, pushing deeper into the factory to complete his mission. He and his squad ran past a group of elites, but without any time to dispatch them, Spartan Adam stayed behind, buying the rest of the squad time to reach their objective, but dying in the process. They reached the plasma reactor and began setting the charges for its destruction. Spartan Min was setting his when he vanished in a flash. The electromagnetic field triggered his charge and fried him. Tom and Lucy didn't have the time to mourn their friend. They set the remaining charges and fled towards their only escape. There were Black Cat prowlers situated just outside the city, capable of a slip-space jump. The reactor began to destabilize and Tom and Lucy jumped into the ocean outside the city. They looked to the city for any survivors, but only saw Covenant cruisers disintegrating their fellow Spartans. The firepower was meant for ship combat. There was nothing they could do. Tom and Lucy ducked underwater as the reactor exploded, destroying everything including the entire refinery. No Covenant reinforcements came. Operation Torpedo was a success. It had cost the lives of every Spartan in Beta Company, with the exception of Tom and Lucy. Tom and Lucy came into the Black Cat Prowler and escaped. Despite surviving, something inside both of them had died alongside the rest of their company that day. The last two Spartans of Beta Company were mentally broken. Lucy had lost her voice from post-traumatic voice disarticulation, and Tom could never forget just how many of his friends he lost that day. Being the only survivors of Pegasi Delta, Tom and Lucy would go on to train Spartan Gamma Company. All of this lore is a part of Halo Ghosts of Onyx, which is a fantastic book that I highly recommend for anyone trying to get into the Halo books. If you enjoyed this kind of lore video, let me know in the comments or hit the like button, and thank you for watching.